The next thing we're going to look into is the perpendicular bisectors. Perpendicular bisectors is a section on page 125 of your book, and there is an excellent example here that you can go through yourself. But I'm going to start directly on exercise 5E4, question 1, and I'm going to solve 1A and later on 1D. Let's start with 1A. They're giving you 2 points, the A, which is the 3, -3. And if I had to place it here on this Cartesian plane, it would be placed down there. And the B, which is 1, -1, B is located here. Now, if you connect those 2 points, A and B, with a straight line, there you go. There is a point that is directly in the middle, and we call it midpoint, and we notate it with M. Now, there is a line that is going through M, and it cuts the segment AB into 2 equal parts. And this line, as we said before, is perpendicular, meaning that it forms an angle of 90 degrees with the line AB. So this red line is what we call our perpendicular bisector. Perpendicular because the angle that it forms is 90 degrees, and bisector because it bisects. Bisects means cuts in two the segment AB. In order to find the equation of the perpendicular bisector now, we need to follow those 4 steps that I'm going to list. Step 1 is you need to find the coordinates of the midpoint. The coordinates of a midpoint are given when you add the x coordinates and divide by 2, and when you add the y coordinates and you divide by 2. Here, you have 3 plus 1 divided by 2, because the xa is 3, the xb is 1, you divide by 2, and the y coordinates. So you have -3 plus the -1, and then you divide by 2. So the midpoint here has coordinates 2 and -2. And you can exactly see it here, 2 and -2. Now, the step 2 is you will have to find the slope of the segment AB, because that is going to help you later find the slope of the red line, the perpendicular bisectors line. So what is the slope of AB? We learned that when you have 2 points, the slope is given when you subtract their y coordinates and you divide by their x coordinates. So in this case, -1 minus the -3 divided by 1 minus 3. So in this case, the slope of AB is 1 plus 3 divided by -2, or in other words, just -2. Okay, step 3. Now that we know the slope of the gray line, the step 3 is now to find the slope of the perpendicular bisector line. Let's call it red. So we're looking for MR, the slope of the red. As we learned in the previous lesson, perpendicular lines have the opposite sign. So if that's -2, then this is going to be plus. And you have to flip them around. You have to take the inverse number. So if that is 2, the slope of the red is 1/2. You're almost there. Then the step 4 and last step is that you have to write the equation for the red line. And you know that the slope of the red is 1/2, as we found before. And a point that is a part of the red line is the midpoint that you found before 2, -2. So now you put, wherever you see y1, you put the -2. And wherever you see x1, you put just 2. And then the slope is 1 over 2. And you do that. Y minus the negative 2 equals with half x minus 2. Or y plus 2 is a half x minus 1. Because 1 over 2 times negative 2 is negative 1. And therefore, you can find the equation of the line as 1 over 2x minus 3. Because if you move that 2 on the other side, it becomes negative 2, and then you have negative 1 minus 2, negative 3. This is the equation of your perpendicular bisector.